Here, let me switch to my other music. There we go. Okay. Hi. Okay, I'm putting my camera. Hold on. Hello, Sam. Hold on, let me put my camera. Oh, God. Okay, my camera's just fucking. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, turn the camera over this way. Woo! There. Hello. Hi. Oh, let me make sure my new monitor. I got a new monitor. Because the other one was broken. Toby broke it. So. Oh, well, enjoy your meeting, Sam. Thank you for lurking. It's very nice of you to be here. Let me go to my Ace Attorney. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the vibe. You guys, long time no see. I hope you're all doing well. Yo, today's the final day. The final day. I'm out of breath. I'm sorry. It is what it is. The final day of my assignment, my work, a council type of afternoon. Yeah, I was thinking we'd yap for a bit as we discuss what's going on. Yeah, I've been busy, but don't worry. Today's not a complaint session about that. Today is. What is today? I don't have a topic really, except that we will be reading The Society of the Spectacle by Guy Debord, or at least the final chapter of it. I did read the rest of the book a while ago, but we didn't, we did. I don't think we read their last chapter, and I was kind of feeling it. I love this book. I think it's phenomenal and amazing and so relevant and true for these days. And so, like, just how everything is an abstraction and a spectacle. So we'll get into that. I mean, that's for a later philosophical discussion. But I hope everyone's doing well. You guys, I've got some exciting news. One of my seeds that I planted last week is sprouting. Only one. Well, two. Here, I'll show you. I got my little seeds here. My little containers. I'm going to water them this week. But, yeah. So we planted all of our little teas. Like chamomile, peppermint, etc. But the chamomile has two little sproutlings that have risen up from the... They're so tiny, you won't even be able to see them on camera. But yeah, they're way too tiny, and also my camera can't focus. But yeah, so there's life in these, I want to say 3-year-old or 4-year-old seeds. So I'm pretty happy with that. I thought all of them were inert. Turns out it was just a few of them. And also, there's a little bit of mold on the top. I was worried this would happen because there's a bit too much moisture in the soil and also not enough sunlight. I moved them to an area with more sunlight, but you know, these days, February is like when it's still winter for where I live, so we don't really have any sunlight these days. So I got mold. Oh well, it is what it is. So that's probably why the other seeds aren't growing. But, yeah, so there's that update. Oh my God, I've got another update. My mushroom sculpture. I ordered the supplies to grow mycelium. I injected the oats with the spore syringe, and I accidentally cut myself. So no mushroom superpowers yet, but I'm keeping an eye out for those to see if I met with the leader of my mushroom church, and turns out he's done the same thing. So now we're both seeing if something's gonna happen. I don't know. It could still happen. Yeah, maybe it's just in the incubation phase. You never know. So anyway, you guys want to see my supplies? I could show you my supplies. You can't really see the mycelium that much yet, but yeah, I'll go get the grain bag and I'll show it to you. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna get it out of my closet. Oh, okay, you can see it. Okay, you can see a bit of the mycelium starting to grow. Oh yeah, she's starting to grow all right. She's coming out. She's spreading her fibers. Okay, so here's my grain bag. You see this white on the bottom? That's mycelium. Ooh, it's growing. So what you do is you're supposed to inject this top part with the spore syringe, and that provides enough moisture to allow the mycelium to grow, and the mycelium are now colonizing. But the fibers look like little white hairs. They're so cool, but it's going to be way more white than this. This is just the beginning. It's just laying down the foundations for something very impressive to grow. So, is she going to be mad if I leave her in the sunlight for a bit? Oh, I don't know. She might be mad. No, it's okay. We'll leave her here. We'll leave her here. She'll be okay. We'll put her immediately back into her nice sunlight-free and warm room, but we'll leave her there for now. And I ordered a bunch of other, this is a lot of oats. So it's going to create a lot of, because I want to say the ratio of oats to wood pellets is like, I want to say like 70% wood pellets and 30% oats. So this is like 3 pounds of oats, perhaps. I'm not good with measurement, especially the American measurement system, the imperial measurement system. We use cups, cups and pounds and I don't know. So anyway, I ordered a 3-pound bag of pellets, or no, not pellets, shavings. You guys, language is on the back burner for today. You have no idea. I'm so tired. Anyway, so today's the last day, you guys. Today's the last fucking day. I have had a time. I knew this would happen. This is why I wanted to read Society of the Spectacle. Because, like, I knew that the system would extract everything that I could possibly muster from me and leave nothing in return. So, that's just what happens. We were on the little wheel. I was a little rat on a wheel for 4 weeks, and my essence, my selfhood has completely disappeared. Last week, you know how it is. I was starting to do my own mind games and form my own delusions, which I tend to do when I'm suffering. How about some more suffering? Just add on more, because we need to cope. So that's what we did. And after that started happening, I was like, okay, I need to step away from streaming. I need to clear some things out of my house. I need to get my shit together, because listen, 4 days ago, I was having a time. I was fucking, yeah. Anyway, so we're here. We made it. We're alive. We're breathing, and that's all that matters, really. So things are happening, and you know what? You just have to sometimes be okay with excruciatingly slow progress. Like I was doing yoga at the beginning, and like I still kind of flailing around. I was hitting all my I was worried I would knock over my pot and everything. Um, it is what it is. The yoga setup has to be right next to all my props, and so like, and obviously, with the arms like what I have, I'm constantly like, listen, when I go to the yoga studio, I need like a 5 foot radius around me. That's not what's provided. What's provided is maybe a 1 foot radius. And that's just that just doesn't cut it. Like I need my space. You see this wingspan? You can't even see the whole wingspan. It's a wingspan. Um and I'm not ashamed of it. I just need sufficient space to do what I need to do. And so with my yoga setup over there, because I want to have it in all my whole body and frame, which again is very difficult to do. So I need to be right up against my props, and then I almost knocked over the pot. Wingspan strong. Yeah. Hey, but I'm glad what are you guys accomplishing these days? Do you guys have anything you're accomplishing? Any small wins? My small win is that I'm able to do what is it? A chaturanga now. Nice. It's not a full push-up, but it is a half push-up, so that's cool. That's all I really wanted to be able to do anyway. I don't want to do a full push. I mean, I guess I could do a full push-up, but like, I don't know. Anyway, I got some, I think it's called moringa tea. Let's see, what is moringa tea? It's, highly nutritious. Here, I'll show you, well, let me see if I can bring my display capture. Hold on. No, I can't. It's fine. Moringa tea is like an herb that has like, it's good for heart health, supposedly. It has a lot of vitamins and minerals. Leaves from the miracle tree. Ooh, fancy. Eclectic says, my small win was I removed my winter decorations. Nice. I love that. Yeah, one step at a time. Yeah, and sometimes like decluttering or deconstructing things can be really satisfying. I took like a whole box full of donations to the place where you donate stuff. Here it's the Mormon place, so it's called Deseret Industries. It's basically like a Goodwill. Anyway, I took stuff to Goodwill. I took my old monitor that was destroyed to be recycled. Got a new monitor. Hey, and then the ESL stuff I'm doing, I was able to earn enough money to buy a new monitor, so that's cool. Eclectic says, a personal win was that I'm not getting dizzy as much anymore when doing yoga. Nice. That's good. Honestly, I've had points where I've gotten dizzy as well doing yoga. And sometimes you don't really know what's going on in your body at any time. I certainly don't. I don't know what's going on in my body like 95% of the time. So that's a win in my book. Wacket says, I think the best I've got is I've nearly unruined my sleep schedule. Okay. I love it. Hi, Wacket. I missed you. I missed all of you. Okay, so your sleep schedule, I'm guessing, was ruined from your crunch time at your job, right? And now you're undoing all that. That's nice. Eclectic says, I think I may have vertigo plus my hormone issues, so yoga is hard sometimes. I see. Well, it happens. And listen, like, it. Sometimes I've debated whether or not to show me doing yoga on my streams, because like I never want to like give off this energy of, look at me, look at all the things I can do and you can't. Ha ha ha. Loser. Sometimes that's running through my brain. I'm like, wow, you are so self-centered. Why are you, and bruh. My mind and we're not getting along these days. But you know what? We're gonna change that, because I'm going on a little weekend trip with my husband to like just decompress, to just let it all off, all the pressure. So it's Friday today is the final day, and then when I get back, all will be well. Like it says, it was a bit being busy and a bit just a recurring problem. Oh, I see. Well, that's good. I mean, wins wherever we can take them, right? I also have some memes for today, by the way, which I'm excited about. Oh yes, good news. My limerent episode has passed for now. That was when I was referring to the mind games that I invent. Do you guys ever invent your own suffering? I feel like most of the time most of my suffering is self-caused. is invented. Which is great. So I don't know why. Sometimes my mind's like, you know what? You could use some more. You could use some more trials and tribulations. And it's like, girl, I'm so tired. Why are you doing this on top of everything else? Like, oh my God, I'm just trying my best. I wake up and I like try and hurriedly get all the stuff I need done from around my house. And then it's all about the lesson plan and like preparing for my job. And my job is what I think about perhaps like, I want to say 70% of my waking existence. I don't know. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. Hello, Dom. How's it going? Oh my gosh, Dom, I missed you. Dom, how's it going? What's up? Dom, I don't have any spiritual insights for you. I'm so sorry. I'm tired. Let me think. What we're talking about now is self-generated suffering, which is most of the suffering that occurs. And that's just how it is most of the time. Doing great. Not much new with me. That's okay. It's always nice to see you, regardless of whether you have something new going on or not. It's crazy too how stress can impact your spiritual practice too, because I tried to do Spiritual Sunday on Sunday, and the universe was not having it. It was like, nope, you don't get to do this today. I had a not great time. I watched the new Bridgerton season. It's bad, right, when you do something that you've been looking forward to for a really long time, or something that you typically enjoy, and it is not as enjoyable as you thought it would be. I reached a point where everything was dull. My senses were dull. Like, it's almost like I was, so, I don't know if you guys ever feel this when you're stressed out, but like, you feel like you are a little person trapped within your body. Like, you're not in your body. You're not reaching the bounds of your body. Like the outer limits, the skin and the senses, right? So the senses are dulled. But if you're like it's like a little version of you hidden inside that's like, it can barely feel the touch, the, hello, Refly. Yes, of course, humor, our king of humor, welcome. It's a crazy feeling. It's almost like an out-of-body experience, but you know, you're still within, you're trapped inside your body, which is different. It's not a monarchy. Okay, sorry. It's a what? It's a democracy. So does that mean we get to elect a new president of humor? Okay, that's good to know. Dom says, did you abandon it or it was just bad? I tried to do the same things I always do. Like I did the yoga, and then I did the bath, and then I did the, cooking food, and then I did and I did all those things, and all the things were bad. And you know what? I think the thing I should have done was recognize, okay, the regular routine is not gonna work. I need to do something else. But I was so committed. I was like, I need to decompress. You don't understand. I need to decompress so bad. I will will it into existence. And you know what? You can't do that. Because you know what that is? That's clinging. That's clinging to an outcome. Nope. That's the opposite of what you want to do. But, we never learn. It's easy in retrospect to look back and be like, oh, it's because you didn't resign yourself to your fate, right? But when you're in the moment, resigning yourself to your fate is the last thing you want to do sometimes. Sometimes you want to just escape. Hello, Galti. Oh my gosh, Galti, I missed you. I'm doing okay. How are you? Let's see. Refly said, I added humor to the pot because of the little man inside the man. But okay, I'll vote for the humor president. No, Refly, you already are the president, but we could impeach you. So, watch out. You better watch out. Wackett says, new monitor, is it a nice one? Yes, I got it. Well, my husband got it from Costco. I don't know. It's a MSI. MSI 2432. I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. I'm not a computer person. I have no idea. It's the same resolution as my old one, which was like 2430 something. I don't know. Don't ask me computer. I'm not part of Geek Squad. Don't ask me computer questions. Let's see. Right, Wex says, I need to replace mine at some point too. It's got a stylish magenta fringe. Oh my god, real. Around the edges where the backlight's dying. Whack it. Yeah, no, I feel your pain. I was letting the magenta and the fringe and everything creep up more and more and more. And eventually it got to the point where like the whole monitor just like had these like red and black lines every time I turned it on. And then if I restarted it 5 or 6 times, then it would sometimes be able to kick into gear with like a huge black bar at the bottom. And then the black bar would slowly fade away. I don't know how computers work, man. So yeah, and eventually I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I need a new monitor. I will let things look. It is. I was gonna say economically friendly. I guess that too, but environmentally friendly. To just let things deteriorate until they basically are disintegrating in your hand. Take this cup for example. All the paint is just. You've probably seen the paint just like slowly creep its way down and off. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it. I don't care. Reduce, reuse, recycle, guys. Hello, Orange. Good afternoon, Orange. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Galti says, going well, just been busy with life lately. Oh, yeah. I know the feeling, my friend. We'll make it through, Galti. Sometimes life can get really stressful and you can't see the end of it, and that, you know. And the last thing that you want people to tell you is that it gets easier, right? Because when you're in the midst of it, you don't know. You don't know when it's going to get easier, and you don't know how much longer you're going to have to do something. And so I'm not going to tell you it gets easier. I'm going to tell you, keep trying. Keep trying. You're not alone. Nobody is alone. Nobody is alone in their suffering. Everyone's suffering to some capacity. That's one of the things that I wish more humans would have solidarity over. Yep, exactly, Galti. Oh, Refly's almost to 6-7. Nice. Computers, how do they work? I don't know. Genuinely, I'm not sure. I built... okay, I do know how touch screens work. I remember learning in my physics for scientists and engineers that a touch screen works because... Get ready for this. You guys, I'm scientifically minded. You're going to be amazed. So, you know, there's something called... I can't do it. Okay, wait. There's something called... I'm waiting for like one of my super scientific audience members to join, and then I'm just going to feel really stupid. There's something called a capacitor. Okay, a capacitor. All right, it kind of looks, if you draw a picture, it looks like a flat line connected to maybe a wire. You guys, I'm delusional at this point. It picks up on the charge that accumulates. Okay, so it notices when there's a difference in charge, electronic charge, electrons. Oh yes. So did you know that did you know that a human is a conductor of electricity? So when you I can't do this. Okay. So that's why when you touch something metal, it zaps you, because the electricity is looking for something to come and travel through you. And so when you touch your touch screen, which is full of capacitors, the capacitors are measuring, whoa, there's some electrical current change. And that's how it works, I think. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. Refly, it looks like the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I don't know. Okay, let's look up the actual answer. Hey, I did all that without Google. How do capacitors work? They temporarily store electrical energy through distributing charged particles on two plates to create a potential difference. That's basically what I said. That's what I said. Yeah. Anyway, so look at this. Here, I'll show you the picture. Go to my mushroom overlay. Here's a capacitor. Oh no, is my my display capture's not working because I changed my monitor. Okay, there we go. Wait a minute, why is it doing that? Hello? 1 second. Okay. We got it. Okay, look at these. So look, this is the capacitor here, and look, the electrons are moving, and wait. Oh yeah, okay, so they move from positive to negative. Let me see a thing. I remember in my biomedical engineering class, we made different, we used this stuff to make a light bulb light up. Ivan, help. I really hope he does not come right now, please. Like, I just can't. I can't handle it. Listen. I knew this at one point. I knew how this worked at one point. Rayfly says, I'm holding back not to lecture. Yes, this is an exercise. You guys, we are all partaking and embarking on an exercise in how to like holding back. When you feel that you are a wealth of knowledge, letting someone just struggle and find their way. You know, I've come full circle. Because I started out my life wanting to be science, woman in STEM, scientist. I know everything. I'm just like Sheldon from from Big Bang Theory. I'll be just like smart guys because I have to prove everybody wrong. I gotta prove everybody wrong that women can be smart. Okay. I'm gonna start crying, you guys. I can't do this. Anyway, so women can be smart too. But I've since abandoned that, and now I've re-embraced not knowing how the fuck anything works. Anyway. Okay. Powers, buttons, and tech, beep, boop. Are you trying to think of a new routine then? Dom, no. I think that my routine will be fine. I just need to leave. I need to go somewhere else. So that's why this weekend I'll be going on a trip with my husband. And so when I get back, I think I'll be like sufficiently reset. Anyway, does it bother me that I don't know these things? Yeah. But could I learn them? Absolutely. Here's the thing. And I think what I hate about the whole dynamic, like when women stereotypically, like, women are like, oh, I don't know, how does a computer work? Or how does a car work? I don't know. It's not that we can't learn how it works. Okay, I can definitely learn how it works. It's just like I don't want to. I don't want to. It's useless information in my opinion. And so but I feel like the reason why I wanted to fight so hard against the stereotype was because like what I want to prove to people is that yes, I am just as smart as the men. But again, I'm not doing myself any favors by trying to explain how capacitors work. And so it's like a weird balance. Cause like, it's fun to make fun of myself, you know, and how ignorant I am when it comes to, how certain technology and cars work. But at the same time, like, I don't want to perpetuate stereotypes. So we will be moving on. But just because I don't know currently how it works doesn't mean I can't learn. I can definitely learn. I just don't want to because I think it's useless. Anyway. I could have played Sheldon's sister as a character. I don't know who that is. Let me see. I can't type. Okay, so Sheldon's sister or Big Bang Theory. Which one? This one? Or this one? I don't know, man. I'm not sure. But cool. Will I be doing anything to recognize IWD? What is IWD, Orange? Can I ask? Please. I'm going to return to the council while I have my monitor on the other side. Did you learn it about it in biology? Don't cells use capacitors? No, cells do not use capacitors in my understanding. Capacitors are really just used in like electrical work is my understanding. Like it like with when you're working with wires and electricity, that's when you have a capacitor. But biology, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Oh, International Women's Day. Orange, that's every day. It's every day. So I will be celebrating every day. I will be celebrating. Okay, so let's go. Do I have anything else to yap about? I don't think so. If anybody else has anything to yap about, feel free. Let's do one surreal meme. We'll do one surreal meme and then we'll get into the reading. This has been me for the past week. Me when I get home at 9 p.m. Bro. I there is not an appropriate time to eat dinner. Like, I could eat dinner at 5 p.m., which is like, that's way too early. Or I get off at 9 p.m. and then I have 30 to 40 olives. I hope you enjoy your oatmeal, Orange. Hello, Chaotic. How's it going? Welcome. I hope you're doing all right today. Anyway, 30 to 40 olives, an easy weeknight dinner. Eat them directly out of the jar with your fingers or with chopsticks. I like eating them out of the jar with chopsticks. You will certainly not regret eating 30 to 40 olives. Yeah, my post-work snack has consisted... I've lost 3 pounds, by the way. These past 4 weeks, I lost 3 pounds. Which is actually crazy, because I've maintained the same weight for the past, I want to say, like 5 years. But in the past 4 months, 4 weeks, I've lost 3 pounds. Chaotic, we are surviving. We're having a very chaotic Friday, so just right up your alley. Chaotic, don't worry, we're going to be talking about philosophy very soon. After this meme session, we will be reading philosophy. My favorite philosophy book, in fact. So stay tuned. Pistachios. So like a whole, I want to say like 30 to 40 pistachios. Waxes, I don't see anything to disagree with in this image. Some people just don't like olives enough. Wait, who was the olive hater? Oh no, it's not Eclecte. It's I think it's Tweet. Tweet is an olive hater. So we'll try and get rid of this image before Tweet shows up, because we may trigger them. That would not be ideal. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Chaotic. That's so nice of you. Yeah, I took most of the week off, because it wouldn't have been good if I streamed. But I wanted to do a quick little check-in today before I take another little break. And I'll probably come back on Wednesday or Thursday and start streaming more regularly. But yeah, I'm sorry to everyone you guys, I've been on like running at half capacity. I've put Twitch on the back burner. Sometimes when you have so much going on, you have to just really look and see what should I prioritize. And it's not like Twitch isn't important to me and my audience isn't important. So you guys are very important to me. It's just like I had to choose between like exercising regularly and doing Twitch. And so taking care of my body will always take priority over Twitch. Because if I can't take care of myself, then how can I possibly be a contributing member of my community? So, yeah. you have to think like what's most important to me. So the most important thing to me was to keep my exercise schedule consistent, and then everything else I basically sacrificed. So anyway, oh, you're so sweet, Orange. Yes, everyone should look out for themselves. It's our ultimate priority. It should be our ultimate priority. And especially with everything going on in the world, like especially with our country going to war, things like that can weigh on people, like even subconsciously. I was thinking a lot about how, because like my students were coming in and like telling me about people they knew that were like in the midst of the situation. Like I have there was a friend of a friend who lives in Abu Dhabi and like was really freaked out, and I don't know, like my students would come to class and I could tell they were really stressed out. And you know, a lot of my students, they read the news almost constantly, which is a problem, but like who am I to tell people not to do that? I don't blame them. I mean, so like half of my students are from Russia and Ukraine, and so they've endured war. They escaped war, and so I'm sure a lot of this is re-traumatizing for them, and you know, sometimes it's hard because I'm not allowed to talk about politics with my students. Sometimes I do kind of weasel a little bit in, it's affecting people. It is affecting people. I've noticed my students, they've been coming to class and they're like really tired and drained and like just, you know, I know there's a lot of factors at play. I mean, there's not that much sunlight these days either. What? Toby, come here. Come here, Toby. Come here. She was yowling. Right, so Orange, right now we are learning about sustainable cities. We're learning about, hi, okay, would you like to come sit on my lap? Come here. Yeah. Can you hear her meow? She's so cute. Come here. Hi, beautiful. Would you like to say hello? Come here. No, please, come sit on my lap, please. Come here. No, oh my God. Okay, she ran away. Dang it. She ran away, but anyway, city planning, sustainable cities, public spaces. So we learned about like, of course I love Singapore, so we've been talking about Singapore a lot. We've been watching a lot of TED Talks and analyzing them. We've been learning a lot of vocabulary around sustainability and, you know, maintenance and etc. And so that's been fun. Hello, you decided to join us. Hello, sweetie. You have anything you want to say? You have anything to say? Yeah, you're so special. Come here. Complimentary Toby ass slap ASMR. Anyway. I love her so much. I love you. Come here. Come sit on my lap, please. She's so sweet. Like says, that's good discipline, honestly. I skipped running today due to rain. Toby, your ass is in the way. I don't think my brain could handle a good renewable excuse like a Twitch channel. Well, everyone's different, right? And Wackett, you seem like a very hard worker to me, at least from everything you've communicated about like your job. And so, like, everybody has different priorities. So, thank you, Orange. You too. I'll see you next time. Okay, so let's do the Society of the Spectacle. Work on a Saturday. Oh shit, it is Saturday for you guys, isn't it? That's crazy. Okay, I'm transferring over to my... Okay, I've got my Society of the Spectacle. Maybe I could do a little... Got my little setup here. So, as a review, Society of the Spectacle is a 1967 book by Guy Debord. I don't know if I pronounced that right. That critiques modern capitalism, arguing that social life has been replaced by a spectacle of images and commodities that alienates individuals from reality, promotes conformity, and serves as a tool for social control. I have never read a book that I resonated with more. A philosophy book. This is the philosophy book that I fuck with. The other ones, I'm like, not really. Okay, hold on. I'm saving it to my desktop. And now we're going to put it as an image. It's on my desktop. I just save everything to the desktop. Otherwise, I'll never be able to find it. It'll just go into the void. Do you guys chronically save things to your desktop, or is it just me? Are you guys a saver of... You gotta save it in a very specific folder? Or do you save shit to the desktop? That's just what I do. I can't be bothered to find a freaking place for my files. It's too much work. Okay. So, we're reading the last chapter. Let me find it. It's here somewhere. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, chapter 8. Negation and consumption within culture. Okay, so it starts with a quote from Rouge to Marx. I know Marx. I do not know Rouge. March 1843. Do you really believe that these Germans will make a political revolution in our lifetime? My friend, that is just wishful thinking. Let us judge Germany on the basis of its present history, and surely you are not going to object that all its history is falsified, or that all its present public life does not reflect the actual state of the people. Read whatever newspapers you please, and you cannot fail to be convinced that we never stop. And you must concede that the censorship prevents no one from stopping, celebrating the freedom and national happiness that we enjoy. So the reason why I wanted to return to this book was because, again, I was thinking about war. Here, let me see if I can zoom in on my... Not that you want to see me in high definition, but sometimes it bothers my eyes if something is out of focus. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're in focus now. That's better. Okay. Sorry, I've been out of focus this whole time. Yeah, ideal literature to listen to in your rocking chair. Yeah. Anyway, so times of war. I don't know, man. Like, there are a lot of people struggling on the other side of the world, and when I say we, I mean America, are causing it. But our daily life is not really affected. You drive around, like I've been driving around Salt Lake, like just looking at everyone. Everybody's going about their daily life, like nothing's happening. People are drinking champagne in fancy hotels in their fancy clothes. People are trying to one up each other and, claw their way to the top and earn more money and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm when I say people, I mean me too. We're all completely, our daily life is vastly unaffected. And it got me thinking about, like, why us and why them? Like, a lot of the things that we have are because we took them. Hi, Tweet. How's it going? Tweet, be glad, because I was showing a picture of olives, and I was like, wait, who's the olive hater? So don't worry, I won't show that anymore. I won't trigger you with the olives. But there was a big picture full of olives on the screen not too long ago. Anyway, so I know I had a jump scare on the screen. Here, Toby, I can't read the chat. You're in the way. I love you. You're in the way. I can't see. The daily life is affected if you're affected by it. Mentally, but physically not. Physically, we are unaffected. I was also like, okay, I want to know your opinion about this. My husband loves to watch late night talk show hosts. Like Stephen Colbert and like the not James Corden, but like the Jimmys. I don't like that type of media. I'm sorry, I just don't. It rubs me the wrong way. I don't enjoy making light of war. There was like a sketch that he was listening to, and it was basically like making fun of American reporters and like the situation in Iran. And like, I don't know, just the jokes they were making, I was like, do you not understand that people are dying? Like, people are bombing. We're bombing them. People are dying. Like, do you not get it? This is not funny. This is not something to laugh about. This is not something to make light of. Okay? We don't make light. Like, there's some things you just don't joke about. So, anyway. Sorry. That's my opinion. I think that there are just some things that you should not make light about. Those shows seem very white man, not my problem vibes. Oh, literally. Okay, yeah. You understand. Yeah, you get it. I just... and like the laugh track in the background, I like forcing, like pretending that there's people laughing, you know what I mean? It's just so fake. I can't handle it. It's, but, you know, like joking about, pedophiles, joking about, war, joking about, I don't know. Like if you could imagine for 1 second, imagine being over there and, you know, your child died and exploded, like in that school explosion or whatever, and that happened and everything's falling to shit, and then you look and what are the Americans doing? Oh yeah, they're just kind of making silly jokes about the whole thing. It's all so silly. It's all so silly. It's all so funny. And then we watch the show, right? And what do we do about it? We do jack shit. We don't do anything. We just laugh about it and make light of it so that we can feel better about ourselves and then move on. I don't think like staying informed and just for the sense of like staying in, like just anyway, I'm starting to not make sense. But, and also I should be careful of everything I say because not everybody agrees. But that's just my opinion. So in conclusion, there are some things that you should not joke about. And just be mindful that we have it really good. We have it really good here. And not saying that you should feel bad about that. Like, it's useless to feel bad and feel guilty for living in good circumstances when other people are not. It's just like, I think we should just all try our best to be as good of people we can in our communities. Be sensitive to people and their needs. I mean, like, for example, it's right now Ramadan is going on, and I have a few students who are Muslim, and we transfer them to a different class because the evening class is just inaccessible. I mean, they, like, all day they're fasting, right? And then at sunset is when they get to eat finally. And so having a 6 to 9 p.m. class is not accessible, right? So just like making those accommodations, checking in with your friends, checking in with people you know, and understanding that it does affect people mentally. And so people might be feeling less than 100%, and just recognizing that, being patient with people, because like when I have too much on my plate, you guys know this already. I become a bitch. Like, I become a huge jerk. And so I'm very glad that the people in my life were able to be patient with me during that time. They still are being patient with me as the time is ongoing. So just like, if your cup is just a little bit more full than the next person, try and be a bit more patient than the next person. Chaotic says, I think it really depends on how the joke is made. Like, dark humor can be used as a way to make people aware of things. And I haven't watched this show, so I can't tell much about it. Yes, I see. Eclectic says, I loved dark humor when I was an edgy teen with no emotions, but as I grew older, that stuff just isn't funny anymore. Yeah, that's fair. I think it depends on, a lot of it too depends on personal preference. Like, for example, my personal preference is I don't enjoy watching war movies. I feel like I get that some people value them because they remind us of why we should never go to war. I don't need to be reminded. I don't need to see it play out in front of me and be romanticized in any way. I know that's not the intention of people often when they're making war movies, but sometimes they subconsciously do it. And so that's just my personal preference. But like, my husband, for example, loves war movies. So it's, I think we're allowed to have opinions. We're allowed to set boundaries and protect ourselves from consuming content that may negatively affect us, in the sense of like not avoiding staying informed at all, but like just regulating yourself and making sure that I'm not sure what I want to say, but Chaotic says, you personally never really liked dark humor. Yeah, it's not really my thing. I tend to cringe when somebody makes a super dark joke. Oh, you know what? I hate Rick and Morty. I really, 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 really hate Rick and Morty. I hate it. My husband likes it though, again. I'll watch scenes of it and I'll be like, why do people... I get what the point is with the nihilism and whatnot, and how everybody's kind of a despicable person. Um, and that's the joke. That's the message. But like, I, in my opinion, it's almost seems like watching porn of shitty people being shitty people. And I don't need to, for me, that's not my favorite, but the creator, I know about the controversy with that. Yeah. Tweet says, personally, I'd rather watch a documentary on the subject. Yeah, documentaries can be, yeah, I do agree. In that case, I would prefer to watch a documentary as well. Wackett says, honestly, I'm not really familiar enough with these shows to know, but this sounds more like General Concerns with a comedy that punches down. If that's the idea, then sure, entirely fair. I guess I would have to recall, I don't recall the exact jokes that were made, but I just thought the whole idea of it was absurd. So... Eclectic says, stay informed using the right resources, but take a step back and reset for the sake of your own mental health as well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's read chapter 8 before my eyes are super dry. Before my eyes glaze over. Did I say Rick and Morty? I don't know what I said. Okay, anyway, let's read 180. So there's different paragraphs. So we're at paragraph 180. Culture is the general sphere of knowledge and of representations of lived experiences within historical societies divided into classes. As such, it is a generalizing power which itself exists as a separate entity, as division of intellectual labor and as intellectual labor of division. Culture detached itself from the unity of myth-based society, where human life lost its unifying power, and when opposites lost their living connections and interactions and became autonomous. In thus gaining its independence, culture embarked on an imperialistic career of self-enrichment that ultimately led to the decline of that independence. The history that gave rise to the relative autonomy of culture and to the ideological illusions regarding that autonomy is also expressed as the history of culture. And this whole triumphant history of culture can be understood as a progressive revelation of the inadequacy of culture as a march towards culture's self-abolition. Culture is the terrain of the quest for lost unity. In the course of this quest, culture as a separate sphere is obliged to negate itself. You are so sweet. I love you. Do you like to be pet? You like that? Will you give mommy a kiss? She noticed that mommy needs some more love. She knows. She can sense it. She's like, Mommy, I know. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be alright. I know, it's gonna be alright. Are you gonna headbutt me? Please. Hi. Okay. In the struggle between tradition and innovation, which is the basic theme of internal cultural development in historical societies, innovation always wins. But cultural innovation is generated by nothing other than the total historical movement, a movement which, in becoming conscious of itself as a whole, tends to go beyond its cultural presuppositions and toward the suppression of all separations. Are you more of a Rick or a Morty? Dom, the audacity of you to ask me that question. God. I'm sorry, I don't know the lore well enough. I don't think I'm a Rick. Rick is much worse than Morty. Okay, here's my understanding of the plot. Rick is like probably the most selfish and egotistical being in existence, but he's also really intelligent, so he does a lot of scientific experiments. He He basically hates himself and is obsessed with himself, I think, which often go hand in hand. Hating yourself and being obsessed with yourself are like... I noticed that when I was the most depressed is when I was the most self-centered. They are like two wolves that live in all of us. The two wolves. Which one will you feed? Those wolves definitely don't live inside me. Mine are different. Yeah, that's fair. Dom says, nah, my two wolves are Mark and Jeremy from Peep Show. Nice. Let's see. Who are my two wolves? My two wolves are... I think one of them is... Okay, so the bad wolf is BoJack Horseman. And then what? Is there supposed to be a bad one and a good one? So the bad one is BoJack Horseman. And then the good one is... I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But I do relate a lot to BoJack Horseman. Okay. The rapid expansion of society's knowledge, including the understanding that history is the underlying basis of culture, led to the irreversible self-knowledge reflected by the destruction of God. Ooh, God is dead, and we have killed him. But this first condition of all critique is also the first task of a critique without end. When there are no longer any tenable rules of conduct, each result of culture pushes culture towards its own dissolution. Like philosophy, the moment it achieved full independence, every discipline that becomes autonomous is bound to collapse, first as a credible pretension to give a coherent account of the social totality, and ultimately even as a fragmented methodology that might be workable within its own domain. Separate culture's lack of rationality is what dooms it to disappear, because that culture already contains a striving for the victory of the rational. I have to think of mine, but let's just say Squidward and Sandy. Nice. Culture grew out of a history that dissolved the previous way of life, but as a separate sphere within a partially historical society, its understanding and sensory communication inevitably remain partial. It is the meaning of an insufficiently meaningful world. Ooh, the meaning of an insufficiently meaningful world. That's his perspective. I find this guy's name funny, like his name is literally... Well, here's the thing. I was calling him Guy for the longest time, but I think somebody told me his name was Guy, and so I've been saying Guy. But I imagine in my head this. I imagine I'm just saying this over and over. It rubs my brain the wrong way. I'd much rather just say Guy, but I don't want to come off as uncultured. Okay. Will I appear cultured if I pronounce his name right? I don't know. The end of the history of culture manifests itself in two opposing forms: the project of culture's self-transcendence within total history and its preservation as a dead object for spectacular contemplation. The first tendency has linked its fate to social critique, the second to the defense of class power. I think he's from France. Yeah, I think he's French. Yeah, that's why it's pronounced that way. Each of these two forms of the end of culture has a unitary existence, both within all the aspects of knowledge and within all the aspects of sensory representation. That is, what we formerly understood as art in the broadest sense of the word. In the case of knowledge, the accumulation of branches of fragmentary knowledge, which become unusable because approval of existing conditions ultimately requires renouncing one's own knowledge, is opposed by the theory of praxis, which alone has access to the truth of all these forms of knowledge, since it alone knows the secret of their use. In the case of sensory representations, the critical self-destruction of society's former common language is opposed by its artificial reconstruction within the commodity spectacle, the illusory representation of non-life. Ooh, I'm trying. I'm grappling. Sometimes I need to be in the right mind space to be able to digest what is being said. I fear that today is not that day, but we press on regardless. We press on until something resonates with us, and then we stop.
Accept yourself.
Yeah, real.
Others. Starts with you.
Yeah, so true.
It starts with you.
So true. Yeah. Thank you guys all for your patience. I'm hoping that when I come back on Wednesday, things will be good. Be nice to yourself. I'm starting to become nice to myself, and I'm happy for that. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I am nice to myself usually. I'm a lot nicer to myself now than I was in the past. I get that I come across as not very nice to myself. But you should see my mom. You should see my family, and how they treat themselves. And so I tend to look at it as like, comparing who I am today with who I was yesterday. I may have some bad days. And today happens to be one of them. But, that doesn't negate any of the progress I've made. So, I get that people are not always willing to engage with somebody who doesn't value themselves as much as they should. But I am trying. I promise I'm trying. This is my, what's the word? Not the bane of my existence. It may be the bane of my existence. I think my life's struggle, my life's challenge is going to be to accept myself and love myself. It's going to be something that I'm going to struggle with my entire life. I already know that. It's going to be something I'm just going to have to keep making small strides for as long as I exist. And I've made peace with that, and I'm okay with that. So progress is never linear, unfortunately. No, unfortunately not. Yeah, that's hard sometimes. So, yeah, it can be hard. Although, one thing about me is that I don't hide anything. Everything is out on the table. So I show up as me. I show up as who I am that day, and there's no concealing. So I happen to be a very flawed individual, just like everyone. Some people are better at hiding their flaws than others, and I noticed that a lot of Twitch streamers tend to hide almost all of their flaws. The thing is, I'm just not a good actor. I never have been, and so I tend to just everything's out. It's all out there. I have so many fans. I have my black fan. I've got my cork fan. I've got my, I don't know what else. Do I have any other fans? Not up here, but I've got more downstairs. You do identify a lot with what you're saying. I'm also not really good at hiding what I'm feeling. Yeah. It's just hard. I wear my heart on my sleeve all the time. For better or for worse. You have some fans in the chat. Oh, thank you, Dom. Wait, can I show you guys something inspiring? Okay, wait. I want to show you guys something inspiring. to lighten the mood. Okay, let me show you guys something awesome. It's a video that I saw. You're so nice. You guys are so nice. You don't have to do that. Okay. Alright, I've got nothing to hide. I'm going to my liked videos. Yep, I got nothing to hide. Anyway. So look at this video. I saw this video today. Maybe some of you guys have seen it. But it was recommended to me, and so I was like, okay. How a young boy's shout of wow still resonates in the classical music community 5 years on. I don't know. I feel like that'd be too egotistical for me to come up with my own. I can't. I can't comment on that, unfortunately. Okay, look at this. So, I'll just play the video. Special. Oh, my next thing is gonna play. Please do not play that. Oh, it's so special. So he's a nonverbal. He has autism, and he's nonverbal. But the music moved him so much that he said, "Wow." And that's really. I think that's really amazing, really powerful. Music, sound can be so. I don't know. I felt like that before. Like, there are some moments where words just do not do a moment justice, right? And so I can definitely relate a lot to this experience. There's been moments where I've wanted to just cry out and be like, this is amazing, you know? But sometimes it's not socially accepted. It makes me want to see my local orchestra. That's awesome. Speaks when words can't. Yeah. One of the most profound experiences I've ever had in my life was when I was witnessing a musical performance, somebody singing. And again, it was as close to spiritual as I've ever gotten, where I truly felt like I was the person singing. In the sense of, like, I could feel every emotion he was feeling. I could feel every note course through my body, and basically my body was like controlled by the music, was like taken over by the music. And so I don't know, man. Things are tough right now, but there's still so much about this existence that we can marvel over and just savor existence, right? That's what I'm trying to do more of, is just savor every moment. Way back, orchestra concerts used to be rowdy. Oh yeah? What a beautiful experience. Yeah. This absolutely woke something in him. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I have hope. I have hope for us. I just hope that we all realize it before it's too late. Some of my anger, actually most of my anger, comes from the fact that we don't have universal human solidarity. I was really pissed off last night. I was like, I was just ranting for, I want to say, like an hour to my husband as we were driving past. We were driving past, like, downtown. We were seeing people. And I tend to project, because a lot of when I'm angry at other people, I'm angry with myself. I just wish that we had something that we could all be united over, and that we didn't have to live this way. It's really tragic. It's really sad. But I don't know. I don't know how we find solidarity with our fellow man when we have such difference. Such perceived differences, not actual differences. Okay. 186. Once society has lost its myth-based community, it loses all the reference points of truly common language until such time as the divisions within the inactive community can be overcome by the inauguration of a real historical community. When art, which was the common language of social inaction, develops into independent art in the modern sense, emerging from its original religious universe and becoming individual production of separate works, it too becomes subject to the movement governing the history of all separate culture. Its declaration of independence is the beginning of its end. Hi, can I help you? I'm wondering, so this reminds me a lot of, because I've heard a lot of people critique modern art and contemporary art and say like I've heard a lot of people say that when they walk into a contemporary art museum, there's nothing to be enjoyed. It's all kind of meaningless, and I kind of do agree, and I think that's because art a lot of the time, that type of art has evolved into more of a just another way to promote oneself, I think. I wonder if that's what he means by independent art, where it's like everybody desperately trying to communicate their differences, and like art that focuses more on the differences between humans than the things that connect us and the things that speak to us, like trying to resonate with other humans. I'm wondering if that's what he's meaning, because like if you walk into an art gallery and you feel nothing from any of the pieces, then the communication was not effective. Okay, 187. The positive significance of the modern decomposition and formal destruction of all art is that the language of communication has been lost. The negative implication of this development is that a common language can no longer take the form of the unilateral conclusions that characterize the art of historical societies. Belated portrayals of someone else's dialogueless life, which accepted this lack as inevitable. Sorry, I have a message I need to see. Okay. What did I just read? I lost my spot. Oh, but now must be found in a praxis that unifies direct activity with its own appropriate language. The point is to actually participate in the community of dialogue and the game with time that my eyes are ceasing to function, you guys. Does that ever happen when you're tired? Like your eyes are so dry. Okay. The point is to actually participate in the community of dialogue and the game with time that up till now has merely been represented by poetic and artistic works. When art becomes independent and paints its world in dazzling colors, a moment of life has grown old. Such a moment cannot be rejuvenated by dazzling colors. It can only be evoked in memory. The greatness of art only emerges at the dusk of life. Tweet asks, is the communication on the artist or on the viewer or both? I think it's a mutual responsibility. However, like, um, I guess there's just different types of art. Mm. But what becomes a problem if there's too much of one kind of art and not enough of another kind, if that makes sense. Like, if there's too much art where it's just like, it's just a bunch of individual people trying to communicate their individual problems and not even attempting to make any sort of communication with anyone. Um, think of it in terms of like, I mean, I like, I acknowledge that I'm part of the problem. Like, because I'm thinking about the example of like how there's so many influencers on social media. I get that it's ironic because I'm here on Twitch. But in the sense of everybody screaming for attention, me, look at me, look at me. Um, and it increasingly makes a more divided and individualistic society. One of the differences between the U.S. and you guys, I got a tonsil stone. I got a tonsil stone in the back of my throat, and it's really bothering me. Anyway, the one of the differences between the U.S. and China is that we are much more of an individualistic society, and that can be good in the sense that we do have a lot of freedom to do things that you might not have freedom to do in other countries. But at the same time, we don't really have anything that universally unifies us. We don't even have nationalism. We have superficial nationalism with the fireworks and the eagles and whatever, but we do not have universal. We don't have a shared idea of what our nation could be, like China does. I mean, China has like centuries of history that have accumulated this cultural identity of pride and pride and hope for the future. Chaotic says, Marissa, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but I think I'm actually over antinatalism. Like, I think I finally convinced myself that it is not always wrong to bring children into the world, and that has made me feel much better. I feel free from the excessive pessimism antinatalism gave me. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for sharing your journey. That's interesting. What got you to change your mind? What changed? Was there a specific thing that changed your mind, or you just kept thinking about it? I lost my train of thought. Here, I'll read the next paragraph. When art becomes independent and paints its world in dazzling colors, a moment of life has grown old. Such a moment cannot be rejuvenated by dazzling colors. It can only be evoked in memory. So I think what's meant by what he's saying is that, like, art without the goal of communication cannot help one relive. It cannot help one. It doesn't fulfill a deeper purpose that art can fulfill. Like, okay, for example, you go to like any hotel and you look in the lobby at the art in the hotel or like the hospital or whatever. And I mean, sometimes they do have like some cool art there, but most of the time it's like super generic, just colors together that look nice. It looks nice, but it has no substance, no meaning. It's meaningless. So, oh God, guys, my throat hurts. Oh. It's stuck. It's stuck in there. What do I do? I kept drinking tea, but I don't think that made it any better. Chaotic says, I don't think there was a specific thing. I just think that as I was gathering new arguments, I've actually come to realize that anti-natalism has issues to it. Interesting. Yeah. Huh. What kind of issues? I still tend to be of the belief that I'd force myself to cough and then take a Q-tip and force it out. That's a good idea. Back when I used to get... What caused you to get them? I just don't know what's causing this. It usually only happens when I'm streaming, so I think it really is just me talking more. I don't know. Gargle warm salt water. Oh yeah, I could do that. You're right. Oh, it's salty though. It's too salty. That was my grandpa's cure for a sore throat. Whenever he had a sore throat, he would gargle salt water. Like says, that is the way I read most of what he has to say about art. For however much that's worth, see also Adorno on jazz and pop music. Ooh, okay. I'll see that. So like, art can provide utility. Oh, I've been here in silence this whole time. Like, that pretty art can provide utility, but it's not providing as much utility as it could be, I guess. While Adorno grants that jazz is generally less despicable than pop music, it is a failure when viewed from the perspective of a broader critique. Jazz falls in the same way that all entertainment music falls. It does not fulfill the necessary social role of art in contemporary society. That's interesting. Why are there so many jazz haters? I mean, just like, you know what I mean? I've encountered so many people who say they hate jazz. And like, when jazz came out, I think there were a lot of critiquing. Okay. I'm going to read the abstract. So, when academics analyze popular art, they usually... Wait. This is somebody else who wrote it. Never mind. I'm going to read the Reddit. Okay, let's read the Reddit. He had some pretty grim predictions about the future of music under capitalism. Writing in the mid-20th century, he argued that popular music was becoming increasingly standardized and predictable. He believed that the culture industry was turning music into a product like any other, designed for passive consumption rather than critical engagement. Okay, yes. Okay, so yeah, I get it. So, I mean, the mid art in the hotel or the hotel lobby or like the hospital is designed for passive consumption, but not critical engagement. It doesn't add anything beyond just being the flora and fauna of the space. Just a decoration. Let's see. Chaotic says... Oh, you don't think there was a specific thing? Let's see. Like the famous antinatalist argument that was developed, David Benatar, and it says when you exist, suffering is bad and pleasure is good. But if you do not exist, your lack of pleasure is neutral, and that your lack of suffering is good. The thing is, the lack of suffering is good for who if you don't exist? Some say that it's good in an impersonal way, but like this is just too metaphysically heavy. I mean, if everybody collectively stopped having children, and the human race was wiped out, like, Like, the earth would be fine. Life would be fine. It's all just made up in our head. Like, I don't know. Either way, life will continue, whether we destroy ourselves or not. So, like, bringing a child into this world can increase the possibility of that child, like, providing a lot of utility to a lot of other people. So that could be cool. Or they could cause harm to a lot of people. Are you directly responsible for what your child does? I don't know. That's really complex. Tweet says, I think we're flooded with certain arts. It's hard not to reject it. So flooded with certain arts, it's hard not to reject it. There's also the argument that imposing unnecessary harm and suffering on others without their consent is bad. And since the unborn can't consent, then you shouldn't do it. But like, it doesn't make sense to talk about consent for who's not existing. And yes, creating someone who is creating a being who's vulnerable to suffering and harm, it's always a bet, but we do take risks all the time. Right. Eclectic said, to put it simple and blunt, yes, I need the simple and blunt answer. The smart people have stopped having kids and the stupid people keep having kids. That being said, the smart people need to have kids or else we have nothing left to save us. Because the stupid people raise stupid kids, and that's a factor in why we're on this situation. Okay, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, like, raising a child when you're fully prepared, you're economically, you're financially prepared, you're mentally prepared, you're physically prepared, and you, like, give so much love to that child and preparation to that child, like, you could be creating a real, I mean, backtrack. If you're not financially prepared, I'm sure that having a child could make you financially prepared, whether you want to be or not. I've seen many people become extremely motivated to grind in order to take care of their child. I think the most important and the most basic is, do you have capacity to love that child and take care of it? Yes? Okay, good. That's it. History repeats itself, and the world has been bad before, then good, then bad, then okay. There will never be a good time to have kids. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Like, some people don't want to have kids due to climate change, and saying they don't want to bring a child into this world with so much turmoil and climate change, and have them bear the responsibility of, but at the same time, like, there were a lot of people who had children during times of war. I mean, like, if my grandparents weren't born during, were they born during if my grandparents weren't born during World War II, then I would, like, they were born during World War II, so, like, I wouldn't have existed. I wouldn't exist, which would suck. That would suck. I like existing. Tweet says, disco was so popular in the 70s that there was a whole counter movement to it called Death to Disco. That's just crazy to me. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Ooh, okay. Okay, wait, I want to keep reading the, by the way, follows are anonymous, so, but I appreciate your presence. I was telling one of my students, because he was like, oh, your last day is on Friday, I'm going to bring you something. And I was like, no, don't bring me anything. The only gift I need is your presence. And he hadn't heard that before. I love teaching my students like the sayings in English, phrases. And so he's like, he actually like teared up a bit after I said that. I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. I'm thinking about writing letters to all my I need to go to the store. I gotta end stream relatively soon, so I can go to the store and get thank you notes. Because I'm gonna write a thank you note for all my students. That's not cringe, is it? I don't know. But, I don't know. My students have really impacted me and made me inspired. I have a student from Ukraine who's always cracking jokes. Hello, Duncan. Oh, so it was you who followed me. Thank you. You guys, Duncan did a really amazing scam baiting stream. I think it was yesterday. But you always are pulling out all the stops with the creativity, and I just love it. It's always just such a vibe. I was like immersed. I was immersed in the bait and tackle shop. Just so you guys know, Duncan is a master baiter. Yeah, if you didn't know that. Fun fact. Master baiter. Not cringe at all. Seems appropriate if you enjoyed your experience. Okay. Okay, good. Well, I need to make sure I write a note for everyone, because I have had students who came like, I want to say like once or twice, but then I have students who come every single time. I'll make sure to write a note to everyone, but I might be a bit more personal for the ones who come every time. So anyway, I've got someone from Ukraine he's so good at making jokes. It's like not what you expect at all, because like I'm gonna go back to my surreal meme that we'll have in the background. Okay, we'll have this terrifying image in the background. Anyway, he was saying something about Dubai, and how Dubai is a center for business. And a lot of people come to do business there, but now obviously due to the world situation, and the airport being closed, we were just talking about how that's impacting Dubai, and he was like, well, war is not good for business. And then he after he says certain things, he does an unsure smile, like, wait, was that funny or not? And I pick up on it every time, because they have the same intonation. Because culturally, what I'm gathering from my Russian and Ukrainian clients is that they do not do intonation, and they in fact think it's very theatrical and very weird. And so I've been teaching them how to do the intonation of if you're questioning something, if you're confirming something, if you're unsure, right? So if you're questioning something, you raise your pitch at the end. Like if somebody asks you, how are you doing today? And you say, fine. You're kind of like questioning. You're like, fine? Or like, another example is like, are you coming? Are you coming today? And the person says, coming? Like, coming? What? What? It's a question and a response, right? By the way, I said, I am coming, he is coming, she is coming, like, I want to say 10 times. I said the word coming, and then in my mind, as soon as my mind switched to the word C-U-M, I couldn't get that out. And I was just trying to hold it together as I was doing the lecture. I was like, oh my God, please, please, please. Do not laugh. Do not laugh. So, anyway, I was able to hold together, but just barely. I was thinking about it. I was like, no. Thoughts, leave right now. And don't come back. We may have talked about the word fuck, but we won't be talking about that other word in English class. The amount of times you said it, I know. I said it so many times. The more I said it, the worse it got. The harder it was to hold back my laughter. This meme is very I have no mouth and I must scream. Ooh, I don't know what you're referring to, but this meme is very unsettling. You should probably lock in. Girl, I've been locking in. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't tell me what to do. I've been locking in. I'm tired. Can I stop locking in, please? I would like to be done locking in. I'm exhausted. My eyes are glazing over. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. I don't have any tea left. I just have the dregs, and that's gonna make my tonsil stone even worse. So I don't know why I did that. I just habitually reach over and drink my tea. Oh, now I got tea leaves in my mouth. Fuck. Anyway, Chaotic says, I think it really depends on what you mean by selfish. Oh, you're responding to a collect day. Never mind. Yeah, so anyway, my Ukrainian client is really funny. Oh yeah, so when I was teaching intonation to my students, my one student who's from Russia, he just was having a really hard time. He was like, am I gonna have to go to the theater to understand this? Am I gonna have to take acting lessons to understand this? Like he was just amazed and appalled that we use this in English. And you know what I communicated to him was that it really does depend on your communication style. I mean, I'm not like a very expressive person. I try and hype myself up when I'm doing streaming or teaching. And so I tend to be more expressive then. But normally I'm just flat. Right? And so I do relate to them. So this one particular student, like he says everything very flatly. And so he was trying to practice the intonation, and I felt so bad because I laughed because he was practicing like, okay, does this sound enthusiastic? It's great. And he said it that way with like his face communicating that he was not excited, right? So it was like, it came across as extremely sarcastic. But the thing is, I don't think he meant it. I think he actually was trying to communicate enthusiasm. But I fucking laughed because it sounded extremely sarcastic. And then after I was laughing, I realized he wasn't laughing too. And I was like, oh shit, he did not mean to be sarcastic. Fuck. Oop. And so he basically threw his head in his hands. He was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This is so difficult. This is so impossible. I'm gonna have to take acting lessons. And he's like, do I really have to learn this? And I told him, I was like, no, you don't have to change. You do not change how you communicate for other people. You don't have to change that. But the point of why I'm teaching you intonation is so that you'll understand when other people are being sarcastic. Hello, hero. Oh my gosh, I missed you. Welcome. We're talking about my English class that I'm teaching. So I told him, I was like, you don't need to sacrifice who you are, your personality. You don't have to pretend. The ultimate goal of understanding intonation is to be able to understand when people are, sometimes when they're lying to you, sometimes when they're being sarcastic, sometimes when they're really excited. You know, there's so much additional communication that happens along with the words you say, right? And so it's mostly for you to understand other people, but you don't have to change yourself. And then, so I think he understood that. You're locked in. Yes, thank you, Hero. You followed the instructions. You should probably lock in. Okay, this is gonna become my sleep paralysis demon if I keep looking at it. So we're gonna navigate away. Look at this. This reminds me of the everything bagel from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Um, the everything. Wait. Okay. So look. So, wait. Let me try and understand. So there's. Which end do I even begin from? How does this fit? Okay, strawberry jam, barbecue sauce. You could combine that to be strawbarbecue. Strawbarbecue. Oh, and then you combine it. Then you combine it with Pepsi and milk, or pilk. Pilk, as they call it, to make strawbarbecue pilk. Oh, okay. And then you combine that with, oh no. Wait. Don't do that. Don't do this, okay? Don't do that. But anyway, there's ramen and gasoline. Gammon. Strawbarbecue is crazy work. I know. These combinations. Frosting and lemonade, fremonade. Wait, that actually sounds good. Just extra sugary lemonade. Okay, lighter fluid and apple juice. Flame juice. Okay. Where's my boba? Oh, that's a good question. Where's the boba? I'm like slurring my words together. I can't. I thought that was boba. This is not boba. This is L stink. What the fuck? Link. Oh wait, limeade and ink. Link. And then you mix that with lotion and custard to make... We're onto something with frosting lemonade. I know, right? This reminds me of when I used to make potions by mixing all the like shampoo and conditioner and soap together to make one very weird smelling liquid and solid. Oh, interesting. Pesto Bismol. And then we move that to Nature's Gift. Oh. Envy. Oh, we're getting to our emotions now. Okay, so the different combinations make different emotions. Envy, pride. Wait, these are the 7 deadly sins, are they? Envy, pride, the grand ego. Oh, geez. So envy and envy and pride make the grand ego. The apocalypse. The apocalypse is wrath and blight. Okay. Oh, and then the apocalypse and the grand ego makes celestial. Someone worked for a really long time on this, and I want to appreciate it. This took dedication. Universal exasperation. There's some new emotions on here. I need to add to my emotion catalog. Those are the 7 deadly. Yeah. This is like every beverage possible. Butter. Wait, that's a solid. So there's some solids in here. Semi-solid. Wait, okay. Here's the boba. Oh, okay. So boba is mixed with butter to make bubber. Okay, and then you mix that with Ketchagar to make Bubagar. Okay. But then you add it with Pomegranate Slurry to make a beverage of eternity. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Actually, this looks amazing. A beverage of eternity. And then from there you get the ethereal elixir. No, that's insane. I feel like I'm accessing forbidden knowledge. I feel like I'm revealing like a forbidden recipe book. Is this allowed? I should have asked the universe for permission before sharing this document. Beverage of eternity sounds delicious. I know. I love the change in color as it goes down. Syrup. I feel like I do this with like a marinade. That would be a good marinade. Money. Wait a minute. Okay, that's neither a liquid or a semi-solid. That's just a solid. Liquid. Wait. Liquidity. But usually you think about that in terms of liquid assets. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Liquid. Wow, these are some interesting. So, oh, Jesus. Okay. You create life itself, the paradox. So you mix the paradox with celestial malice to make everything. Okay. And then everything and the culmination. So maybe the combination of the physical and non-physical. And that makes the singularity. Oh, okay. I love how it's in a wine glass too. I'm surprised it hasn't shattered the wine glass, to be honest. Fascinating. Anyway, I think this is a great place to leave us on. I do need to do some stuff, but yeah, thank you guys all for being here. I hope to return with renewed energy and less bitch energy, to be honest. But let's raid. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry. I don't have time to raid someone today. I have to go work on my lesson plan. But when I come back, we will be returning to the raid, the sharing of love, the more of the love will be focused outward. Thank you, Wackett. Thank you, Tweet. Thank you, Collecta. You guys are so sweet. It was so nice to have you. Thank you for being here and sharing the space with me. I know that people are busy, so it really means a lot that you were able to take some time to spend with me. That's, wow. I mean, that means a lot. So, okay. Bye-bye, everyone. See you. Bye.